Okay, so we're having a quick look at the assembly this time, and we want to assemble the components so we have action here like this, so we can move the linkage various strokes. Now we're going to just do a quick assembly, and then we'll do a further video on refining the assembly and refining mates and good stuff like that. So we're just going to do a new file again, a new assembly file. So first thing you should do when you're taking in an assembly, bring an assembly, let's browse for the files, and we're going to take in the base first. The base is the key thing. We'll just drop it in on the screen there, and we can select OK. Now we're going to use this plane down the middle of the component. It's going to be a key plane. I'm going to keep coming back to this front plane here on my base part. It might be called a different plane on your component, but this one down the middle is a key plane to have, and we'll see that in a second. So let's go to assembly, insert component, and we'll hit browse, and we're going to take in the top linkage first, the second part. I'm just going to drop it anywhere on the screen, it doesn't really matter. And let's mate this part first. So I'm going to mate, and I'm just going to mate basically the cylinder and the cylinder. And we can see it's concentric, and I'm going to hit OK. So we can see the part is in. Now it's obviously not centered, but I'm going to go straight now to this front plane of the base, and on the linkage part dash, the second part, it's going to have a plane going down the middle, and there we can see it. It's not this plane, but this front plane here again. Coincidence, it's the same name, and I'm going to mate the two planes together, coinciding there, and select OK. I'm going to hit OK here, and we can see I have the linkage on and it's free to rotate, so that's the first step done. I'm going to insert the second part now. You can insert all the parts in one go, or one by one if you like. And I think the second part I'm going to bring in is the lever itself, and drop it again in any position. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mates again, and cylinder to cylinder, and select OK. And again, to get it in the center, I'm going to go back to this front plane again, and find my lever now, and find the plane again. It's called front plane by coincidence, and slide it over, and select OK, and select OK. Now we'll look at our linkage. It's free to move, and we need to tidy it up now and get it fixed. So I'm going to take in the third part, the third pin I would have drawn. There's no video on YouTube for this, but it's a pretty simple pin. Just going to drop it anywhere at all. And this gets a few simple mates again. It's really back to the mate again, and again it's cylinder, the pin, to the cylinder of this hole. And I'm finally going to do the cylinder of this hole with this top hole of the pin, and you'll see it'll find themselves there and rotate in the right position. I'm going to select OK, and I'll OK my mate, and if I just literally select the end of the handle, I can move it up and down. Now it'll go through itself and go through the components, but we're going to add new components later, or mates later on, that'll stop it doing that. I'm finally going to take in the wee plunger, browse for that, and here's the die, not the plunger, and drop it in anywhere at all. It gets two simple mates again. I'm going to mate it, cylinder to cylinder, not edges now, don't pick an edge, select OK, and again cylinder to cylinder, OK, and that's fine. That's the part fully constrained. Now I can see I can move it up and down. Again, it interferes, goes through the part, which is in reality, but we'll have a quick look and deal with that in the next video. Just a point to note, I guess, is I don't have any of the pins in. I don't need them yet. I can get the linkage to work without the pins, but on the next video we'll have a quick look at inserting the pins and inserting some fasteners so we can make sure that the pins are in the correct position.